Hello, hello. Welcome to my yarn room. Okay, I'm going to show you how to make something cool, and I'm going to do it with this yarn. This yarn is just yarn worsted, or you can use any scrap yarn that you have left over from a project. This is 4-weight. You can use any weight. I want to show you a couple of samples of things that I'm working on right now using yarn from projects that I'm working on that I'm finished with that color and I'm not going to use anymore. Okay, the first one is this, and got some crumbs on it or something. Okay, now what this is this is yarn left over from a blanket project that I'm doing, and it's yarn that for whatever reason either I ran out of or I had chosen the wrong color, so I had to stop using that yarn, whatever. It is, since it's all from the same project, it's all Wander acrylic yarn, which I absolutely love the drape, the texture, the soft, warm feel of. And normally you would, it doesn't really matter if you use all the same yarns because it's a scrap blanket, but sometimes I make scrap blankets that are seriously just as nice as regular blankets, that I intentionally make. So the only yarn I'm going to use in this blanket is Wander Acrylic by FURLS. Now, I really love this pattern, and I came upon this pattern by accident. See how it kind of makes an S? And there's a reason for that. And it goes right here, up and down, too. It's because the sides right here are longer than this part right here. It's 12 half double crochets across and 12 rows going up, but the rows going up are longer than the bottom. So when you stitch them together, it kind of makes this wavy look, which I like a lot. Okay, there's that one. Here's another one. And this is made with a 3-weight. It's apple something. It's Cupcake from Lion Brand. It is apple picking. I love these colors. Every single one of these colors. So I had a project that was a whip. I decided I wasn't going to make the whip anymore. There was a big floppy thing of yarn left over, and I decided, you know what, with that big floppy thing of yarn, I'm just going to start this really cool scrap blanket. And I'm color controlling it. I'm keeping like all turquoises together, all browns together. See, it has all those different colors. And I'm making it in a pattern. This kind of blanket's really cool because you can make any kind of pattern you want. You can make a checkerboard. You can make a basket weave. There's several ways you can do that, just by playing with your colors. That's why I love all the different colors of yarn. I get so excited about them. But see, this one is like, I go brown, green, turquoise, orange, red, and peach. And then right below the turquoise, I started, again, the brown, green, turquoise, reddish, then peach. And that's basically the pattern, the color pattern repeat on this. Now, like I said before, you can use different yarns. You can use yarn from different projects. You don't have to have any of the colors the same. It's a scrap project. But if you want to intentionally do colors, it can be an intentional project. So what I am calling this project, since it started out with Wonder yarn, I have named it the Wander-ful Scrap Blanket with an A. Wonder with an A. Okay, so let's get started. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to get these 4 colors, and I'm going to just start. Let's get this rolling. All right, this has come in disarray. I don't know how many of you have used this yarn before. It's the Premier Just Yarn, and I've gotten all of these from the Dollar Tree store. And so if you have tons of the Dollar Tree yarn that you haven't used yet, I have pulled out some kind of fall colors. And I've got a few more fall colors, but I can show you basically how to start with these. All right. Now for this one, I'm going to make it a little smaller. I'm going to make it, that last one was 12 by 12. This is going to be 10 by 10. So let's chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then you're going to put one more on the end just so that there's that one to go up. So here we go. We're going to crochet only half double crochets. So here we go. 1, 1. The first one's the hardest. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops, got some knotty yarn here, guys. Got my little knotty yarn, my naughty yarn. All right, and this is really super easy. All you have to do is crochet 10 half double crochets across, whoops, 10 half double crochets across, almost there. All right, there's the first row. Then easy peasy, you chain 1, turn the row around, and in those half double crochet kind of has the 3 humps on the top. You go in those 2 back humps and do the same thing. Half double crochet, 10 half double crochets across. You'll get to the end of the row, and then you'll chain 1, return, repeat, and you'll continue doing this until you have 10 rows of half double crochet. Okay, we've gotten to the end of that 10th row of half double crochets, and this is what your little square should look like. Now, clip that, leave a couple of inches, tie this off. Now, what I do with this, I'll show you in just a sec. I'm getting my other yarn. This is the darker of the orange. It doesn't really matter what color you're using, I guess. I don't know what's going on over here. This yarn is going crazy. There we go. You know what? I'm going to use the lighter yarn right now just so there's a bigger contrast. Now, this is the way I do this. Okay, what we're going to do is put 1 stitch per half double crochet row. So there'll be 10 stitches across. And this is where it kind of cinches it like that. Okay, And you can attach however you'd like. I'll show you how I attach my yarn. And leave this over here just for a minute. I'll show you what I'm going to do. Okay, I go like that, and then I take this short edge, or the cut edge. I go like that, pull that forward, go like that again. But like I said, you can do it however you want to. Then I leave that one kind of sticking out. And then I bring this red one over and I just crochet it underneath this row. So 1 stitch per every half double crochet row. Go ahead and put, this is a single crochet, or I'm sorry, it's a chain stitch. Don't count that as your first stitch. You're going to want to go ahead and crochet right in to that. And the reason I'm doing this, crocheting the ends in with it, is because I don't want to have a ton of ends when I get to the end. So there's the first stitch, and it's not science. Just find the end of each row and crochet into that row, and it'll be easy to see. There's 1, 2, 3. Whoops. You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and keep that orange one in there too. 3, because it seems like it wants to be there. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll just pull those 2 out now. 8, 9, and 10. Oops. Put it right through there. 10. Okay, now that's what it should look like. And see how it starts pulling that side into a kind of a concave shape. All right, when I flip this over, I'm gonna just cut those. And then, whoops, I forgot to chain 1. Chain 1, and then just half double crochet all the way across. I'm on row 2 right now. And crochet 10 rows. Easy peasy. Don't forget to chain 1 at the end of each row before you turn. And I will see you at the end of your 10th row of your second square. Alrighty, now to start our 3rd square, we're going to start right here over in this corner and crochet 1 stitch into every row across for a total of 10 stitches. So just start that first row by attaching it, chaining 1, and then putting your first stitch back into that first row. So there's number 1. Number 2, and I'm just pulling this underneath so I can get rid of that tail. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, boop, boop, 8, 9, and 10. The tricky square is going to be this one, but that's number 4. Okay, then same thing as the last 2 squares. You just chain 1 and whoops, and crochet 1 half double crochet in every stitch across, chain 1 at the end of each row, and make a total of 10 rows. There we go. I will meet you at the end of row 10. We are now ready to start square 4, the super exciting square 4. So we are going to tie off square 3, and I'm just going to leave it there for right now. And then I got a different color than that other orange to show you guys how to put these together, so you'll be able to see more of a contrast of the yarn. All right. Attach to that very, oops, do I want to do it from, nope, I forgot. Excuse me. Okay, every time you make another square, your first row is going to be on the side row of another square. So attach the yarn however you attach yarns, half double crochet in the same place that you attached, and then half double crochet into every row across, making 1 stitch per 1 row. And I'm just crocheting over the top of that yarn right there to get rid of that tail. Because honestly, I don't have time at the end of my projects for tails. Either I do it now or it just doesn't get done. How many can relate with that? Raise your hands. There's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, now I bet you're wondering, what are we going to do here? Okay, we're going to crochet that last one, number 10. And then what I like to do with these little tail ends is I pull it just a little tighter so it squeezes a little more, then snip it off and kind of straighten it out that way, and it just pulls that tail, and it's all covered up now. Now, you attach as you go. So on these last 2 loops right here, and what I like to do is to count down to make sure that I'm looping in to the right, to the correct first loop. So let's count the stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so the first stitch we're going to attach is that very first stitch. We're going to crochet. We're going to crochet into the 2 back loops, and it's just going to be a slip stitch. And then we're going to do the same thing one more time. Put it into those 2 back loops, slip stitch. And that takes the place of the chain 1. Turn it back around, and then half double crochet in every stitch across, and that'll be 10 half double crochets. Oops, I'm gonna snip that off. See how pretty it looks when you don't have ends hanging out everywhere? Okay, 2, and I'm gonna go through another row and show you guys this again. It's easy once you get used to it, but if you've never done it before, it can be a little confusing. But basically, that first slip stitch is for the first row, the second slip stitch is for the second row. Okay, half double crochet, half double crochet, doo -doo. Chain 1, turn it over, and see, you can start to see how it's making the kind of a wavy pattern. Half double crochet 10 across, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then when you get to the end of that third row, you go up to the next stitch, which will be the third on this row. Slip stitch into that. This will be stitch number 4, slip stitch into that. Turn your project around and crochet across. All right, I will meet you at the end of the 10th row, and we'll see what our square looks like. Okay, we have made it to the end of our 4th square, and this is what your 4 squares should look like. Let me tie that off real quick and snip that. Now this is the back side right here. You'll have like a little seam looking thing, and on this side it looks like this. Remember, we attached, oops, where am I? We attached the yarn right here. We started over on this side, went over here, did the slip stitch into this 2 side stitches, which made it look like this. You can see the back of the 2 little slip stitches. Crocheted across, chained 1, turned around, then did the slip stitch again. So it gives it that kind of, you know, like maybe a quilted type, seamed type of look. And over on this side it doesn't. And let me show you what it looks like on a square that I've done more on, is that I don't really, it doesn't matter to me what side this is on. It doesn't matter to me because it's supposed to have that kind of scrappy look. The blanket is, you know, you can work it out to where all of these are on one side, but it doesn't have to be. And this makes a really, really nice fabric. You know what you can also do is make rectangles. You can put together a cardigan. Of course, make any size of blanket. You can use any size of hook, any size of yarn. For this purpose, I used a Prim H hook, and it's been working out really well. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this quick little tutorial, and I apologize for not being here live. My son has a baseball game, So I had to go to that, but I'm going to put this as a premiere so I can talk to you in the comments while I'm watching the game. Okay, enjoy, you guys. Play with this, have fun. If you have any questions, you know where I am. And I'm in the comments. I'm on Instagram in the DMs, and I'm on Facebook in the Facebook group. So I will talk to you guys later. Have a wonderful night.